Folks, welcome in, everybody. Another Sunday in the books with one more game left to play. Of course, there is a Monday Night Football game, but we're talking about Sunday here on the closing line. I'll be your host tonight, Donnie Rightside, with the big man on campus to go over everything that went well today. Going to start out and say, watching that Steelers game, watching that New England win, Jeff, I'm just saying right now, like I have those flashbacks of the Super Bowl when I had the Seattle Seahawks and took an unbelievable loss because we're throwing stupid passes in the end zone. Big Ben Roethlisberger, before we even get to the horrificness of the NFL, Jeff, what a way to finish a football game. Unbelievable, right?
Yeah, I mean, the win just pulled out of the hands of the Steelers. But, I mean, you look at, Donnie, how that all went, okay? First of all, we were talking about it on the Betcast. Gronkowski should have got called for taunting on that touchdown. That wasn't called. Then the kid blows a tire running that big run. I don't know how he doesn't score there, cutting the ball back up. But, yeah, we'll get to everything that happened. But the decision was awful. I mean, it was a terrible decision. And it was all on Ben Roethlisberger. It was not on Mike Tomlin. It wasn't on the offensive line. It wasn't on the fans. It was on Ben Roethlisberger. He wanted to be a big shot and throw the football. And, you know, again, I don't think that was the design of that play. You got to live to see another day there and kick a field goal. A terrible decision.
No, a horrible decision. And, you know, one thing, give us a take about what Tony Romo was saying. You know, it's kind of funny on the previous touchdown before Gronkowski catches the two-point conversion. Tony Romo saying, do you think they should go for two? I think they should. I mean, come on, Tony. But then he gets it right on the next, you know, drive down the field where should have been a touchdown already. But the one play that you're supposed to do in that situation, Jeff, is you throw a one-on-one fade. It's one of the lowest, you know, probably, I don't want to say graded, but the lower plays that you're going to get intercepted on. It's usually a touchdown, an incomplete pass, or a pass interference on the defense. Throw it up to one of your big guys, have them go up and get it when the DB has its back turned. What are you throwing a slant pass when you're double clutching 5 times, staring down a wide receiver, and the entire defense, Jeff, collapses on a wide receiver, and that's what you get out of it?
Again, I hear you, but I hate to say it, but I don't think we should have been in that position. A disgusting, disgraceful rule of that taking the points off the board there. What the fuck is a catch in this league? I mean, can someone explain to me what the hell just happened?
Like if it's here's the problem with that play, which by the letter of the law, it's not a catch. But here's the problem with that rule, which is not intended to do what it's actually doing now. When everybody talks about the Dez Bryant catch, Jeff, the Dez Bryant catch, he was going to the ground and didn't cross the goal line. So therefore, you're still technically in play. What I don't understand is a catch when you clearly have the football. You go down to one knee, you reach the football over the goal line. That is a touchdown at that point. You shouldn't have to go to the ground when you're in the end zone or crossing over from the field of play into the end zone with complete control of the football. I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. I think the interpretation of the rule as it's written in the rule book right now is asinine, and that's how it was intended, that it wasn't complete. But it should be a different change of pace when you catch the football in play with a football move and reach it over the goal line. I don't understand.
Yeah, it was amazing. I don't, again, rules are rules. I get it, but I don't understand, Donnie, listen. So if he catches the ball, right, and he falls forward and the ball goes over the line, I don't understand. Maybe I'm missing this. I don't.
No, like, again, they should have put, I mean, first of all, where the catch is and a catch is not. In college, it's pretty clear. But in the NFL, for some reason, it's some combobulated jumbo rule. But there should be an added line in there that says when making a football move and crossing the goal line, it's a touchdown. I just don't understand that. Because, Jeff, it's not like he was, let's just say, he's in full prone position, right? He lays out at the 3-yard line, catches the ball midair, and crashes into the ground and the ball's out. That's incomplete. But when you're catching the football and you go down to the ground on one knee, complete control of the ball, and reach over the goal line to score, let's just take this into effect here. He runs a slant pass, right? Catches the football, goes down, reaches, and as he's reaching over the line, the defender swats the ball away. Is that a touchdown because he didn't go? That doesn't make any sense. You're right. It doesn't make sense.
It's so different. If I give the ball to LaShawn McCoy and he reaches the ball and then it gets knocked out, what's the difference? I mean, there's none. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. How you can overturn that is beyond me.
I'm laughing because as soon as they went to like review it, I saw it way ahead of time. I'm like, watch them have a thing. Jim Nantz and Romo. I can't even believe it's taken this long. Well, you know how stupid the NFL is. It doesn't even. I don't know. It still doesn't compute with me. By the letter of the law, it's the right move. Move, complete control of the football, reaching over the goal line. Now, if this was the middle of the field and he's reaching for a first down, I could say, you know what, he's still in the field of play. But it's a touchdown. The play should be over when your knee is down and you're reaching the ball over.
Harry Seidelman is exactly right. Once ball crosses the goal line, the play is over. That's what happened. It shouldn't even been a question. Earned it. Would they have overturned it? No fucking way. Fucking way. It's brutal. It's just a brutal, brutal beat. I mean, just grasped, pulled out of your hands, and said, nope, not going to happen. Nope.
Yeah, I don't know how it got this bad either. I remember, everybody always goes to the Calvin Johnson rule and that whack-ass touchdown that he scored in Chicago, which he clearly scored a touchdown on that football play, and all of a sudden they take the play away because he slams the football down when he's in the end zone. There has to be some common sense because even like Jeff, like what a catch is and what a catch isn't. Like theoretically, if you catch a slant pass, right, supposedly catch it, tuck the ball away, and make a football move. So what happens if you catch a slant pass with your hands extended, right, like away from your body, and you just run down the field like this and never put the ball away? You get crushed from the side and fumble the ball. Theoretically, right, it's a fumble. It's not a fumble. It's just an incomplete pass because you never were able to tuck it and run with it. It's just I don't get it, man. I don't get it at all.
E. Kramer, his knee was down when he made the catch. Okay, so he should have been down at the 1. Right?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like when your knee, because you're to me, you're not going to the ground. If you're catching the ball and you're going down with your knee, you plant on your knee. So your knee theoretically is like a foot the goal line at that point. I don't know. I mean, we could talk about this for days, and it's a shame they got beat. New England pulls out another.
There's no
the spirit of the rule is not supposed to be divided like that.
Right. And again, if he fell on his knees, he wasn't touched. He went into the end zone, and the play should be over. Blown dead. That's the truth of the matter. Did. By the way, what happened to the timeout? Where did the timeout go they had?
What timeout?
Steelers had a timeout going into that final drive. What happened to it?
They called it on the Juju Smith-Schuster play. When Schuster got tackled, they called a timeout.
Yeah, the big run, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that still stood in a touchdown. So, like, how are you not ready to go? And Jeff, let's take a look again at Big Ben. The very next play, you throw a shallow crossing route that gets like 2 yards and you're tackled in bounds. The whole point of you sitting there, Jeff, is saying, you know what? I had 3 cracks at the end zone. Fade ball, crossing route, fade ball, whatever. But you know as well as I do, you can't spike the football after that, which is the problem they ran into, which Big Ben, again, made a dumb bonehead play. But you can't throw a shallow crossing route when they're waiting for it. Jeff, you're not going to catch a crossing route like the 8-yard line and then run it in for a touchdown. They have like 9 DBs out on the field sacking the goal line.
And I know this isn't that big a deal, but I have to ask it, okay? You're Juju Smith-Schuster. You run a 4.5, 4.40, and your strengths coming out of the draft were outstanding speed.
But he's got the bad hammy, though. He's got the bad hammy, though.
If that's A. Brown, he scores. That's brutal, man. I mean, it's just brutal. I mean, him not scoring there was, it was just compounding. I mean, just brutal. But we move on, Donnie. We start up at the top here, 307, 308. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this game because I'll probably flip the fuck out. Disgusting today defensively. It was hard to watch. We're able to get the win, and that's all that matters. Nick Foles was fantastic. Donnie, if I told you before the game that all we heard all week was how bad Nick Foles was, now he's not going to be anywhere near Carson Wentz. I'm not saying he is, but he improvised. He was good with his feet.
Protect the football.
Yeah.
No, you're right. If you said, how about, would you feel a little bit different if you said, oh my God, the Eagles pulled that out and Wentz was your quarterback? You'd be like, oh man. But the whole feel of it is I don't understand what the defense was doing. And that's the big problem that you have now, Jeff. You had a Giants team with a terrible everything. Forget about the quarterback, wide receiver, running back, offensive line, defense, head coach, stadium, fans, whatever. What were you doing on defense the entire football game when they have nothing out there and you're getting roasted, Jeff, on 3-yard crossing routes when every like third or fourth route, Jeff, they ran a double move and burnt you every single time?
No, it was
that
hard
we were
to
playing.
watch. I mean, yeah, you're totally right. The slant and go was just the double move, just getting beat on everything. Bad tackling. The penalty on Najee Good was one of the more disgusting things I've seen. I mean, and typically they go down and score brutal, but they get the win. We'll take it. Every win's a good win in the National Football League. Eagles get a first-round bye to next week. Green Bay beats Green Bay loses to Carolina. Carolina covers the number. Game goes over. Carolina and overbackers are happy here. Aaron Rodgers pretty good in this game, but Cam Newton was better. Bad loss for Green Bay. They're pretty much good as done now, Donnie.
Yeah, no, it was a tough one. I mean, they even showed some sides. Even had that onside kick to try to come back late. And if you're back in the Panther or the Packers in that situation, like, oh my God, the gambling god smiled down. That was one of my only winner today. Went 1-2 overall. I had a nasty loss, which we'll go over, which I'm furious with myself about. But I did also have the Eagles at -7. And Jeff, you got to say, get back to the Eagles game. Awful. They're up 8 points in the fourth quarter. They just 3-and-out the New York Giants. You're getting the ball back, and you're right. The offside on a punt, which turns into a touchdown, was absolutely egregious. And the funny thing about it is Nigel Bradham, God love the guy. He's a baller. He's always in the right spot.
Terrible man.
Bricks. 2 bricks. There's 3.5 minutes on the clock. He intercepts that ball. If he scores a touchdown, you cover the game. If he just catches it and fall down, you kick a field goal, you're going to cover the game. But neither here nor there. The Eagles did win that game, but not really of an impressive stat. But you're right. Let's get back to the Green Bay game. Aaron Rodgers had his moments in that game. Also threw 3 interceptions, which is correct. That's a rusty type game. You saw the flashes, but you also saw the bad plays out there. Really good win for the Carolina Panthers. And we talked last week, Jeff, I like the Panthers moving forward once they get healthy.
Yeah, I mean, they're the one team, if you're, Cam Newton getting in, if you face the Eagles or something, he's a tough guy to game plan for. You're totally right. Vikings, I mean, as the whole thing with the Eagles was going on, the Vikings just crushing Cincinnati. I do want to say, this was one of my plays in the Super Contest. I took Minnesota, or I took a Cincinnati, but I got to tell you, the coach Marvin Lewis stuff, I mean, that decision there was, I think, a dead man walking for the Bengals today. There was no pop with this team at all. Not that there ever is, but they have literally none today, and they get crushed.
Yeah, they just got walked over. And it's a shame because I'm watching that football game. I'm saying, you know what? I don't know Minnesota's a much better football team. They're at home. Cincinnati looked like they threw in the towel. But you still look at the game, Jeff, at like 12 and a half, something at that line. You said they're really going to have to dominate and pull it out. Maybe Cincinnati can keep it close, but Minnesota's eyes on the prize. Next week they're going to play Green Bay. Let's just get the win and get out of here. They just absolutely kicked the tar out of Cincinnati again. And, Jeff, we joked about it earlier on the Closing Line show with Gabe saying, you know what? The whole thing with Marvin Lewis saying, you know what? I think I'm going to step away as coach, but boy, I would like to be GM. Congratulations, Cincinnati. I would love to see you hire him as a GM as well.
Yeah, it's another tough beat if you had the over in this game. Minnesota scores 34 points and it stays under 43. Tough one there. But, yeah, I mean, the Marvin Lewis stuff, bettors today, and they cashed big on this one. But what are you going to do? Miami heads on the road to take on Buffalo. Buffalo gets a cover. Miami tried a backdoor. Didn't happen. Game falls 40. That means a push. Nice win for the Bills. Big game next week against Bills.
Yeah, how about the Bills game? And that one, too, another onside kick that goes Miami's way. And I was watching the game on Red Zone. Didn't have it on the TV. What was Jay Cutler even doing? You're down 24-16. You just get the football back. And he threw a punt down the left side of the field, which the only player there was a Bills player, which he intercepted and just promptly went down and they won the football game. Sometimes I just can't understand some of these football decisions, but you're right. Nice win by Buffalo. Took care of business. Miami on the road in the cold weather. You're supposed to win that football game. You did. You're still in the playoff race. Congratulations to the Bills in that one.
A big question, Donnie, before we get to the next game here. You have to pick who played worse out of all 3 of these players. Jalen Mills, McLeod. Who played the worst?
Who is it, Jalen Mills or Rodney McLeod?
Or Darby?
Even though Darby made a splash play with an interception, I wanted to throw my TV out the window at Ronald Darby today.
They were awful.
Every time he guessed, sometimes as a cornerback, Jeff, you just guess right. You make a pick six. Every guess he had was completely the wrong thing to do in every situation. And then also you compound it, Jeff, by just going out there and just, holding everybody and he was really bad. The whole secondary was bad, but something to say about that, how bad they were, down 20-7, going for a fourth down, not getting it. That interception, because a good football team, Jeff, absolutely blows the doors off the Eagles today. They're only lucky that they played the New York Giants. Yeah,
it was kind of like that San Francisco game. They could kind of screw around and do things, and
same thing with the Bears. Yep.
Yeah. Amen. Jacksonville, Donnie, what a win today for them. They crush Houston. Put up 45 today. I didn't know the Jags could put up 45. That's more than they scored last year, I think, total. And that owner down there, Donnie, he's mentioning you can't call them a laughingstock anymore. You got to agree with that, right?
Yeah, Shad Khan. I mean, I've told you all along, coming along these past couple weeks, that's my dark horse team that I'm trying to ride along with the Carolina Panthers into the playoffs. They have everything you need right now, and they're still a little bit banged up at wide receiver. When that defense is intact like it was today, they just took apart the Houston offense. Now, what's going to be interesting is when they match up, because it looks like, Jeff, looking at the numbers right here, Pittsburgh took I don't know if these are updated yet. I'm assuming Pittsburgh's going to have 3 losses, New England's going to have 3 losses, and Jacksonville still going to have 4 losses. So that didn't help them too much and try to climb up in getting that next seed there. But who knows with Antonio Brown down if, Houston's still going to prevail and get down there, because we do know that Jacksonville beat the Pittsburgh Steelers and do have the tiebreaker. But it's one of those teams, Jeff, where if Jacksonville lines up against New England, how you beat New England is extreme pressure on Tom Brady because it doesn't move so well anymore. That's the one team that can do it. So we'll see if they can get in the playoffs, but supremely impressive game today, Jeff. Unbelievably impressive by Houston.
Yeah, you talk about Shad Khan. What an amazing story, Donnie. Comes to the U.S. at 16, spends his first night in a $2 a night room at the University YMCA in Champaign, Illinois, gets a job dishwashing for $1.20 an hour, graduates college, and the rest is history. What an amazing story, really. And they're in the playoffs. How about that?
And it looks like they're going to win the division now, because we just saw that last game go final, a loss by the Tennessee Titans there. They did get what I'm looking at is I think they still got the Titans a late cover. That game was like 2.5, 3, I believe, when it closed at around game time. Looks like 2.5. So, yeah. If you got in late on Tennessee, you won that football game. If you got in early, you probably won it on San Francisco. So a lot of stuff that Vegas doesn't like in that situation, because I was leaning towards, either one of those games, but didn't like it. And it comes right down to the end. Tennessee game effort, but goddamn, man, Jimmy Garoppolo out here, Jeff, just winning games left and right. I know the Niners are excited about Jimmy Garoppolo. I get it, but cuz. Winning these games ain't what it's about. Should have told Robbie Gold, shank the hell out of that football, because next year ain't nobody gives a damn if you beat the Tennessee Titans, because you weren't going to the playoffs anyway, but it will when you drop about 5 or 6 draft positions because of that winner.
I'm telling you right now, and you could take this to the bank, I was dead right on the Rams, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Next year, the Niners are winning that division. Mark my words. That is a good quarterback out there. They're going to make some big moves in the offseason.
Over the Rams squad?
Yes. San Francisco is back, baby. The Italian stallion, baby.
Okay.
My Cugine. Give it to him.
He's balling. Oh, he looks good too, Jeff. He looks like the typical West Coast style quarterback where everything is on timing, everything's on delivery, everything is clean, nothing's too off base or just stays on balance. He's a really good quarterback, and I still do laugh at Sashi Brown and the boys went home early on trade deadline day, and they said they didn't think Garoppolo was going to get moved. Then he gets moved to the 49ers. It just makes me laugh, man. It really does.
Honey, when I see Jimmy Garoppolo, you know what I think of? And I see Kyle Shanahan, you know what I think of?
What are we thinking of?
Boys up in New England in about 10, 15 years.
Huh? In 15 years?
I'm getting my jersey. I love him. Yeah. That man right there. Lot going on here, Donnie. We keep it moving. The Saints screw around today. Don't get a cover. Game does go over, though. Jets, as always, sparky, Donnie. Jets were a little, they hung around. Did their thing on the road. Didn't get a win, but a gutsy game today for the Jets.
No, you're right. Even in the first half, I like New Orleans -10 in the first half. I gave that as one of my plays on the closing line. Ended up getting a bad turnover late, which cost that in the game. But a nice late close by New Orleans there. Nice long run by Mark Ingram to close it out, 31-19. Over/under goes over also on that huge run that they had. New Orleans just putting in time, but you have to expect that. I mean, it's tough. It's first of all, it's tough to get wins in the NFL as it is, but that's a nice situational spot where maybe New Orleans was caught looking ahead, didn't bring out their A game, but still got the victory at home. Similar to the Eagles type style victory, but you're looking for teams right now like Minnesota is running people up the flagpole. They lost last week to Carolina, but when you have a team down, you're looking to get back in the right spirits there. You're looking to pound teams and put them away. New Orleans wasn't that impressive today, but still came up with the victory there.
I was happy to have this one, Donnie. I took Washington in the Super Contest. They get the job done, laying 4 points. Wasn't pretty. It was an ugly football game. Gaines stayed under. Arizona.
Right down to the end.
With a backup quarterback, no Adrian Peterson. Arizona's pretty bad, Donnie. How about I do want to mention this, Donnie, and this is just – it goes out to all those people. Looking too good right now, is it?
Which one? What's not looking good?
For Arizona.
Yeah, what, the team total?
Yeah, the 8 wins this year. Not looking too good.
Yeah, come on, man. I got 2 shots left, Jeff. What, I got 6 wins? I got 2 shots left. Keep hope alive, right?
Yeah, with Drew Stanton. Good luck.
Wait, David Johnson's coming back, isn't he? Isn't David Johnson coming back?
I mean, they might get it, though, because they played the fucking Giants.
Who do they have the last 2 games? Who do they have the last 2 games?
Giants and Seahawks.
One would think the Seahawks, even though they're not going to play anything, will be home and somewhat healthier than they are now. But you never know. I mean, they're playing hard out there for Bruce Arians as it goes down the stretch, but they should be able to beat the Giants. But who the hell knows with the Giants? I mean, maybe they'll run, Jeff, 3-yard outs all game long and just completely baffle Patrick Peterson. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. We move on. Baltimore, Donnie. They 2 more games, Donnie. 2 more games until I can cash this ticket, hopefully. 2 more games before can Cleveland get it, Donnie? They had no shot today. Their only shot is going to be next week, week 16 against Pittsburgh. Can they do it, Donnie? Are they going to lose every game?
First of all, who's like – again, this gets back to the point where Hugh Jackson, does he coach anybody? I mean, does he even he's supposed to be a quarterback guru. Why does Deshaun Kaiser have the single worst feel for the pocket that I get he's a rookie and it's a bad football team, but how many plays and how many games in crucial situations or late in the game does he stand in the pocket and have no idea that somebody's bearing down on him about to blow him up in that football? In the last, 3 weeks, I've seen 2 plays where he's fumbled into his own end zone for a touchdown. And last week, the one where he just throws a football, looks like a missile up in the air after he gets hit, that gets intercepted. One of the worst coaching jobs I've ever seen. And it's funny where they said, like, hey, he's going to be safe next year. Hugh Jackson is the worst coach in NFL history. Is it even debatable anymore? You are what your record is, right?
I don't know if he's the worst. I mean, they're pretty bad ones, but he is bad. I mean,
like all day long. At least Kotite picked up some wins.
Ray Rhodes is pretty bad.
Yeah, but Ray Rhodes won Coach of the Year 1 year in the NFL.
Good point. Yeah, there's been some bad. Jim Schwartz was pretty bad in Detroit.
At least he won some. There was competent football in Detroit. And again,
I know.
That comes out, Jeff. Sharp's on Cleveland again. Why?
Listen,
why are Sharps?
Donnie, I see someone mentioning Jeff Fisher. I mean, we can keep knocking Jeff Fisher, but the truth of the matter is,
a couple times
0-10 or 0-15 every year. He was 8-8. He wasn't a great coach, but he's nowhere near.
McAdoo way better shot. McAdoo went to the playoffs and won the division.
Right. Great point. Yeah, when you think about it like this, you're right. I mean, what's he 1-30 in his career? It's amazing.
You can't, and this is the NFL. This isn't like Brett Brown in the NBA where you just have a bad record because you're trying to tank. In the NFL, you fall into wins. For a season, you have a complete turnover your roster, and you can pick it up from 1 year to the next. You can stink 1 year like the Jacksonville Jaguars and then turn it on the next year when you have competent leadership out there. It's amazing, man.
All right, Donnie, I'm going to have you pick up. Talk about the Seahawks. I got someone at my door.
What, Seattle Seahawks? Yeah, I would like to spend a little bit of time on the Seahawks. My 4 o'clock play today. I had a couple things coming down to the wire. Was it going to be maybe the over in the Pittsburgh game? Was it going to be New England, minus the 2 points in that game? I was close to that one. Didn't really have a great feel for that San Francisco or Tennessee game. We'll go over. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go against the grain of what I usually do. Not an emotional bet, but just saying, you know what? Are the Rams ready to be here on this stage? Is there going to be any fight left for the Seattle Seahawks? Because the previous week, I loved the Jackson Jaguars just to punch street ball Russell Wilson in the mouth. And they weren't able to do it, but you saw some long, streaky plays where he kept him in the football game, and, a late conversion by Fournette for about 12 or 13 yards put that game away. What was it, 26-20? Or it was within 6 points or 7 points last week. So you flip it on, you're coming home, you're saying in that tough environment, we've seen Seattle, we've seen Russell Wilson rise up, even though they were banged up as hell coming into this football game, which somehow I disregarded myself, which was ridiculous. But looking at this game overall, I had the Rams early in the season when they dominated the Seattle Seahawks and still lost that football game 16-10. I had -1 in that football game. Cooper Kupp makes a diving catch in the last, 20 or 30 seconds. That game was a 17-16 finally get a push. And I'm saying to myself, I've seen Russell Wilson. I've seen him in close games at home. I've seen him when his team is banged up. He just makes plays out of nowhere. And he played street ball today and got his ass kicked up and down that field. The Rams, let it be known, the Legion of Boom, you're going to your own funeral. It's a wrap in this division. We're going to hold this division down. Your time on the top of the totem pole is completely done. And not often there do I get embarrassed when I put a pick out there. I was furious within the first 5 minutes when I saw exactly what was going to take place. And sometimes the handicapper, you should have known better. And I should have known better not to take Seattle just because you got Russell Wilson and you're at home with the 12th man. Let's see if you can rise up one last time. A stupid ass pick by me. But every once in a while, sometimes you come in here and that's what you get when you look at these games. You can't always pick the winner right. And hey, whether or not you lost the game by 1 point on the line or you lost it by damn near 40 like the Rams did, you're going to have them, especially in the NFL, in college football. It's going to happen. I was furious with myself after about 5 minutes into that game. A complete freaking miss on that. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't win every football game. I'm still having a great NFL season despite going 1-2 today, but that one pissed me off because I lost that game because I didn't cap it correctly, and it was over with it seemed like damn near after the opening kickoff when Seattle fumbled on their first drive. It was a wrap from there. So nice win out there. How about that, Jeff, for the Seattle team?
By the way, Donnie, I heard you mention Brett Brown. This week, I'm going to be talking about Brett Brown in a little bit during the show this week. That's definitely going to be talked about. Gabe Morency, what's up, man? Gabe's in here. Good to have Gabe in here. I never seen him in the chat before. It's kind of weird.
I was ready to look over there, Gabe, and look over there, Jeff, and maybe ban him real quick. It is at the wrench.
Yeah, he can ban anyone he wants. By the way, Donnie, what was the badder pick? Or what? The Bengals? Or the Seahawks or the Bengals? What was the worst pick?
Seahawks was the worst pick of the day. If you picked the Seahawks like I did today, I would have rather had Houston today too, Jeff. Would have been a better play, or I would have felt better even though they got beat 45-7, 42-7. I mean, I should have known better, which pisses me off even more. Like every time they handed off to Gurley, there was nobody back there. Wagner was on one leg, rights out for the football game. The Legion of Boom is not there, but I just thought Russell Wilson in this environment would have at least came to play, but he played his street ball 1-on-5 out there, and the Los Angeles Rams front four collapsed the pocket every time and laughed at his street ball ass.
By the way, Donnie, I'm watching this replay of the Steeler game. Is there anything more maddening when you bet on a team where it's a sure interception and these fucking linebackers drop the ball?
Doesn't happen all the time. Hey, like cost me a win with the Eagles game today. Fire it right in your face. Oh, man. You can't expect them to catch that. No. How many times are you playing football, Jeff, where the quarterback's not in front of your face? Was it a slant pass? Yes. But I'm assuming Eli Manning took a 5-step drop and the linebacker took a drop as well. So there's at least 10 yards in between. And you see it coming, you get your hands up, and you have bricks for hands. It's amazing. Yes, it happens all the time.
Actually, the only thing worse than that is these shithead DBs that get shredded all game, make a play, and we got to see how great they are. And then linebackers.
By the way, Jeff, breaking news across the wire, Jerry Richardson will be selling the Carolina Panthers here, the old man. Getting out.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I guess he had that. He has some workplace, workplace something.
Yeah, he was asking girls if he could shave their legs. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, and he was calling like black people that work for him, like, they had to call him sir and stuff.
Does this surprise you?
No.
I think he's the same guy that asked Cam Newton if you could really be the face of the franchise if you had all those tattoos. So, yeah, it goes back a little bit with Jerry Richardson. So.
Another old scumbag white guy that takes advantage of his popularity. Yes. No, it does not surprise me, Donnie. Unfortunately, in this country, it's a huge problem. We go on. Let's get into tonight's game, Donnie. We could talk 8 hours about the Patriots Steelers. We lost. It is what it is. I lost. It is what it is.
Yeah, and how
Dallas,
that one ready to go, like 27-24, right? So you're looking with the touchdown, like, I'm not going to get that over if you had bet it. It's up to 53. It was 52.5 for a time. You're going down there. You're going to go to overtime, right? 27-27. That's 54 points. You win the over-under. He scores a touchdown there. Hey, I won the over-under. Unbelievable beat, man. Unbelievable in that total, too. Crazy.
Great to see. Amen, Adam. Great to see Garoppolo spread his wings. I felt bad he was riding the back. Amen. Good point.
He'll make some money next year. Hey, I mean, he's there, man. He's there.
Yeah, you're totally right. That's plus 4.5, but I wanted to hit both of them.
Yeah.
Cavs up 9, a minute left. Good. 4 minutes left. Finish it out, Cavs. Come on. All right, Donnie, let's get into tonight's game. Dallas heading on the road to take on Oakland. Big game for Dallas here. Oakland is pretty much – I mean, they're out of it, aren't they? They can't.
Let's just say they can, but yeah, I get your drift on that.
Obvious here, they can. It's possible. It's not totally over. My thoughts, Donnie, right away are, I said to Morency, I like the over in this game. I honestly, Oakland can't stop anybody. Again, they're going to have to go for – both these teams are going to have to – they need to go for it, as we would say. Dallas's offense is solid. Still have Dez, still have Cole Beasley, still have plenty of options there. It's still kind of a low total, Donnie, at 46. I know Dallas stays under a lot, and Sean Lee's so great. He covers everybody, and no one ever scores. But what do you think here?
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about with Oakland, Jeff, you're going to take an over, is splash plays for Oakland. I mean, you're going to run Marshawn Lynch out there, a nice plodding running back. Derek Carr has not been playing fantastic football like he was the year before. You're already down Amari Cooper, so the only thing you have going for you is Crabtree on the outside, so you can sort of slant your coverage. You're not going to get beat much by a tight end, and Sean Lee's going to be out there patrolling the middle, so not a lot of huge running lanes out there. And I think Dallas, if they're smart, is going to come out with a more restrictive game plan for Dak Prescott. Not to say that he can't throw the ball, whip it all over the field, but I think you can wear down that Oakland defense with the big uglies up front there and just run the football downhill with Alfred Morris. I think the total is about right on that. I was leaning all week long towards the Dallas Cowboys because, again, Jeff, I'm with you. I think Dallas is the better football team here, and I think Oakland is out of it. And a pressure situation that I like to use if you're watching the Dallas Cowboys right now is you can smell it, right, Jeff? You say, oh, man, if we can just run, we have Seattle next week. We can throw that haymaker. You never know what's going to happen in the NFC. We're going to get the Eagles in the last game of the season. If everything breaks right, the Eagles will be resting damn near their entire football team, a team that's going to be 13-2 at that point, and we're going to be able to pick up a free victory over that. That's a blessing in disguise. This is the last hurdle before you get Zeke Elliott back, where you can get that mojo back in your backfield. I think Dallas is the better team here. And it looks like some of these lines are bouncing back and forth. But bet online right now, Jeff, -2.5, -120. I think Dallas is the right play here, even though they're on the road.
The problem I have here is, and I was talking to them, Gabe, about this. I wanted to do a good old lightning bet tonight. And I was thinking about Dallas, but I was thinking the whole world's on Dallas. It's like,
yeah, it's still road games. You're right. Yep. You're right. You're 100% right in there, because when you're looking at Oak, what can they do well? They have two nasty edge pass rushers. But when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, they're pretty stacked on the edge on both tackles there. Tyron Smith's going to play in this football game. He should play well. La'el Collins is going to play here. And what else do you have with the Raiders? If you neutralize those two guys, or I'm going to say neutralize because Khalil Mack is going to get his sacks. He's going to do what he does. But if you slow them down a little bit, Jeff, where's the playmakers on Oakland? Even the playmakers on offense for Oakland. Is Crabtree just going to dominate this football game and run away with it for Oakland? I just don't see it.
Plus, that play caller, Downing, I mean, I don't trust him at all. That dopey offensive coordinator. Donnie, I'm watching this play again with Jesse James. It's amazing they reversed that. It's amazing. I cannot believe it. But I don't have to call this game, Donnie. No betcast tonight.
Yeah.
How about that? I'm not betting it. I'm staying off it. I'm going to take my Cavs money if they win here, and hopefully what did I want to – I wanted to mention one thing, one of the comments here. Oh, by the way, Donnie, I'm looking at you as we do the video here, and you're looking very – you look like you're hanging on Tulip Street all night in Port Richmond. You're looking very northeast tonight, Donnie, with the haircut. You look like you should be hanging on Belgrade Street tonight.
That's my Sundays, man, for the most part, especially when you don't win money. Like going 1-2 does this to you here. I wish I did.
You got the Caesar cut, the bangs across the front. You look so Northeast Philadelphia.
You want to hit 2 Street right now? Let's go.
I could see you hanging on 2nd and McKean right now, honestly.
Yeah.
Philly corner boy right now. I like it.
Yo, the Eagles won today, man. Let's drink. Yeah, exactly. Yep, absolutely.
You're like, let's go down to Doc's Pub and get a beer, you know?
Yo, man, fuck the Giants, man. Let's get down there and get some beers.
Yeah. Give me a fucking jalapeno popper and a cold one.
No.
Yeah. So, Donnie, what are you playing in this game? You have anything?
Yeah, we're going -2.5. I'll go bet online. It's the one I use all the time. -2.5, -120. I think Dallas is the better team. Do I like them? The whole world is on them. I get it. I mean, some of these square players are going to, they still do hit and win. Otherwise, we would just fade everybody and just, make bank out there. Overall, I just think Dallas is the better team. And I think Dallas is still hungry. That whole circle the wagon mentality saying, you know what? If we hang on this week, we can beat Seattle, and the Eagles are going to play their backups. We can run the table and get in the playoffs and see what happens. I think it's all set up. Now, it's funny that I'm going to be betting Dallas. So if Dallas does lose this football game, will I get a little chuckle? Sure, I will. But I think they're the better football team, and money speaks more than me laughing at a team.
I love you, but you're letting me down tonight because the whole world is on Dallas, and the lines went down.
It hasn't gone down. It's opened up at 2.5. So, I mean,
when I was looking at this earlier, it was 3 minutes ago. Now it's 2.5.
I got 2.5, 120 bet online, 3 at Sportsbook, 3 at CG Technologies, 3 at the Greek. Chris is at 3. So it's right around that figure.
Why is it not 4?
What's that? 4. I would be on Oakland. Yeah, it's 4. I probably would be on Oakland at this point. But 2.5, it's one of those swing games, though. When you have that 3-point line up there, if you can get 2.5, you like the Cowboys. If you can get 3 or 3.5 with Oakland, you probably lean Oakland. It's one of those type ball games where I think Dallas can hold on and win this game by a field goal.
Here's what I'll say. Last thing. Is Dallas the better team? Yes. Do I think they'll win? Yes. I have a weird feeling, though, this game is going to end on a push. 31-28 or something.
Not a 2.5 ended on a push. I like that.
Oh, wait, yeah. Now it's up. Now I'm seeing 3 coming back. It's weird. I'm
all
fit. Yeah. I'll go over 46. That's about it.
Some fun out there.
All right, guys.
We have a long day here for sure. That's correct.
Yeah, no bet kiss tonight. I'm going to go have something to eat. I'm going to watch a movie because I don't give a flying fuck. I'm not calling it. I don't need to be on it. But I will watch it probably for a little. Other than that, Donnie, we're back on tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern. Another week of shows. Right side of campus, 10 o'clock a.m. We'll review everything that went on this weekend. Or one of which
Monday morning quarterback, Jeff, tomorrow. I like it.
What was that?
Quarterback tomorrow.
Yeah, and Donnie, I know you're probably asleep because you go to sleep at like 9:30 p.m., but pretty bad beating that UNLV game last night. Really bad.
I saw you yelling about it. I know you. I saw you yelling, so it must have been bad.
Well, I was moaning about
Brown, partially torn calf muscle. Ooh.
Does that mean he's out for how long?
Well, I mean, if you partially tore your calf muscle, that means it's a really graded bad sprain with a guy that's built on being quick. I would probably say he's probably going to sit out the rest of the regular season, which, again, Jeff, 2 games? So
you got to wonder. I mean, why couldn't that be Carson Wentz's injury? Like, why couldn't it just be like, he'll be back in a week or 2?
Yeah, who jump into the end zone? How about if you jump into the end zone and you blow your ACL out?
So sick. All right, Donnie, that'll be it for us. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern. No betcast tonight. Enjoy the game. Tweet at SBR, tweet at me, tweet at whoever. We'll have fun either way. Everyone have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m.